Coming up on Point News, a massive march makes its way through Pittsburgh, the controversial topic that had supporters chanting right on Point Park's campus.
Plus, you might have seen them around, giant monitors on campus. We have the scoop on the interactive additions to Point Park's buildings.
And automotive giant Porsche at the center of a lawsuit. We've got those stories and more. Point News starts now.
Live from the Point Park University Broadcast Center in downtown Pittsburgh, this is Point News.
Good afternoon, I'm Tashea Thompson.
And I'm Aubrey Henkin. You may have seen a line of pink marching through downtown Pittsburgh this week.
The marches were showing their support for Planned Parenthood in the middle of the debate over whether the group should continue to get federal funding. Point News reporter Joseph Hall has more on what's at the center of the controversy.
We are here fighting today because we know these services. We know that Planned Parenthood makes a difference in the lives of these women.
A pink out in Pittsburgh. Planned Parenthood supporters marched through the rain along with other cities across the country for this national march on Tuesday. Dozens of members from the group's Western Pennsylvania chapter made their way through downtown to Station Square to get their message out of continuing federal support for that organization. They took their message straight to Senator Pat Toomey's office. The senator has a bill that pushes to cut off federal tax dollars to the organization after a controversial undercover video was released that Toomey says violated federal law on how fetal tissue was harvested and donated for research.
And the unfortunate part is that this bill would cut off cancer screenings, STD tests, pregnancy tests, and actually, ironically, a lot of the family planning that Planned Parenthood does help with, especially a lot of their low-income patients.
And on Wednesday, the Senate voted 78-20 to keep Planned Parenthood funded until a more permanent solution to the federal budget crisis can be resolved by December 11th. Reporting for Point News, I'm Joseph Hall.
It's a brand new semester and USG is in the process of funding all the clubs on campus. But some clubs have expressed concerns that they aren't getting enough money. USG member Charles Murray says the process for giving out money is the same as last year. But USG has cut fundings for things like parties or snacks for meetings, and instead has tried to use that money for more important things. One example being medical equipment for the rugby club. Maria says as new students join USG, priorities may change as well.
Every year we get new senators and they always have different opinions on what to give clubs and like what clubs should have for funding, especially for like t-shirts and like funding parties.
Maria suggests that clubs should consider fundraising when trying to get money for their events. USG meetings every Monday at 3 p.m. in room 701 in the Student Center.
You've probably noticed them around campus, the giant monitors designed to keep you plugged into what's happening. Point News reporter Blaine King explains how this new technology can help you.
Point Park University has introduced a new way to inform students, staff, and faculty of what is happening on the Point Park community, and these interactive boards are just for that purpose.
With a quick glance, you can check the weather, see what events are on campus, get the shuttle schedule, and even get national and international news.
The purpose of the boards on campus was to have a central location of communication for student activities, faculty, staff announcements.
It's a way to connect everyone on campus like never before, and student organizations are already taking advantage.
I've had so many requests. They're coming in, and as you can see on some of the boards, you're seeing some of the student organizations advertising their events.
The boards are just in the starting phase, but the conference and events say creativity is what will make the boards grow.
And we're as limited as our creativity. The vision is that this will expand as the university grows. This will grow along with it.
That we want to do in our department is just get the word out and let students know that this is for you. So knowing all of the aspects, knowing how to work the system, knowing everything that they are able to do.
Interactive boards are new to the Point Park community and they're being taken advantage of by everyone. It will be interesting to see how far and how much of an impact they can have on the Point Park community. Reporting for Point News, I'm Blaine King.
Today is October 1st, and Pennsylvania is officially entering its 4th month without a state budget. This week, Governor Tom Wolf vetoed a Republican-crafted stopgap spending bill, which have allowed school districts and social service providers to receive funding. Republican lawmaker plans to bring the government's budget proposal to a vote next Wednesday, because they don't think the governor has enough Democratic support to pass the plan. The governor's budget calls for $5 billion in tax increase over 2 years.
In the 2016 presidential race, Donald Trump is now neck and neck in the Republican polls alongside Ben Carson. Not too far behind Trump and Carson is Carly Fiorina and Marco Rubio, who are tied for 3rd place. In the Democratic race, Hillary Clinton has the backing of 42% of the voters. That's 7 points ahead of Bernie Sanders. The first national Democratic debate will take place on October 13th at 9 p.m.
Edward Snowden has officially joined Twitter. Snowden is the former government contractor who leaked thousands of classified NSA documents and fled to Russia. He gained nearly 3,000 followers in less than 2 hours after his first tweet, which read, "Can you hear me now?" But Snowden is only following one other account so far, the NSA's.
The 16-year-old daughter of late actor Paul Walker has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the car company Porsche. Meadow Rain Walker is seeking unspecified damages for defects that allegedly led to her father's death. Paul Walker, who was one of the stars featured in the Fast and the Furious movies, died in a car crash in 2013.
Point Park University honored 2 former athletes with entries into the University Class of 2015 Hall of Fame. Randy Smith, who played for the men's basketball team from 1989 to 1992. He scored almost 15,000 career points and grabbed nearly 700 rebounds. Rachel Burningham played the women's volleyball team from 2007 to 2010. She had a career total of more than 1,600 kills and digs. The ceremony honored Smith and Burningham took place in the Lawrence Hall lobby last Saturday.
Coming up on Point News, after years of speculation and rumor, a new discovery was made on Mars that has shocked the world.
And Dance Festival is kicking off. We'll tell you where you can catch all the action coming up.
We are a social people. We share our inspiration, wisdom, creations, and memories. We share what makes us laugh and what angers us. Built on the notion of a free flow of ideas, our country thrives on the freedom of speech. Without it, who would watch over our governing powers? And how would we share our history to make a difference for the future? It's this freedom to share that gives us a reason to listen.
Start your morning with City News.
Start your morning with campus news.
Start your morning with political coverage.
Start your morning with fun.
Start your morning with us, only on Daybreak.
Did you know that Point Park has a cheerleading squad?
Don't stop. Don't get it confused.
Not only do our cheerleaders represent Point Park at regional and national competitions, but they also promote spirit and awareness of every sports team on campus. Come to any men's or women's varsity basketball game at home to watch the cheerleaders perform at halftime and cheer from the sidelines from the first jump ball to the final buzzer. Sports not your thing? You can catch the cheer team lead the crowd at the fall and spring pep rallies as well, or at several competitions around Pittsburgh each year. So what are you waiting for? Show the Point Park cheerleaders the support they show you.
We know you're wondering what the A-list celebrities are up to. Well, here at Entertainment on Point, we're wondering too.
Have you heard about James Franco and Seth Rogen's new movie?
No, but have you heard Beyonce's new single? Did you see what she was wearing on that red carpet?
Honey, that was not cute.
Did you see what happened on Scandal this week?
No, I was too busy keeping up with the Kardashians.
No matter what your guilty pleasure is, we've got you covered.
Entertainment on Point. Get to the point of pop culture.
Yeah! This weekend, get ready to see some of the best moves Point Park has to offer. The Student Choreography Project is opening the 2015 season for the Conservatory of Dance. 48 student choreographers are producing their own production, including lights, costumes, and they cast their own dancers. The project starts today and will run through Monday. Its hours are 2 to 8 p.m. in the GRW Performance Studio.
so vibrant, you need to take a look, or even better, a walk to the Pittsburgh Cultural Trust Gallery Crawl. The event takes you through 28 galleries in the Cultural District and showcases the raw talents of local artists. But this month's gallery crawl also includes London-based artist Hitan Patel, whose work have been featured in the UK, China, India, and the US, including Pittsburgh's own Wood Street Gallery.
I actually have been looking forward to it for like months now because I know they have it like every 3 or 4 months or something like that, and I missed the last one, so I wanted to come to the next one. So I came here with a group of friends, and like it's been nice so far. So just yeah.
Showcase, and the event is free. The gallery crawl is held on September 25th and was the last one this year. You can catch the next one this spring. Coming up on Point News, find out if the hurricane making its way through the East Coast will have an impact on your weather this week.
Plus, it's a big night for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Their game plan now that Big Ben is out.
Here at the Pioneers sideline, we get freshmen involved as quickly as possible so they get the real-world experience on air and behind the scenes to set themselves apart in internships and potential jobs. Blaine, where is that video? I needed it in KeyPro like yesterday.
All right, I got you, Chris. But I had a quick question for you guys.
What do you mean the questions? It's always a question. It's always a... What? Where is it? Blaine!
Blaine! Blaine!
Freshman, you can't find any good ones anymore.
Ever wanted to be behind the mic and have the world listening to your show on campus? Well, it's just as simple as joining WPPJ, Point Park's student-run radio station, located on the 2nd floor of Lawrence Hall, right next to the dining services. Listeners can tune in using Point Park's website or through the TuneIn app by searching WPPJ. WPPJ welcomes any new DJs that want to get involved, so be heard. Do you have what it takes?
An expression, a belief, a symbol, freedom to worship, an unspoken word. To express yourself means standing up for what you believe in. There's a freedom to worship and a freedom to live. To speak never saying a word, to love, to let your voice be heard. The light of your own path. For more information, visit www.freedomofspeechpsa.org.
Would you say that you have school spirit?
One of the most popular clubs on campus started the school year off right, trying to get students involved. Point News reporter Chloe Bendis has the details of the exciting week.
I'm currently standing here in Village Park at Point Park University, where the Campus Activities Board is hosting Green and Gold Day in honor of Spirit Week. This is how you react when you win free tickets to a Pirates game. The Campus Activities Board, CAB for short, put together a week of fun activities with prizes, but also showed off some Point Park talent.
On Monday we had a talent show, so that really shows, everybody who's into theater and acting and singing and dancing. We even had a couple people come up and do stand-up comedy, so it showcases people's talents in that way.
Thursday's bingo gave away prizes like restaurant gift cards and Pittsburgh-themed gift baskets. And on Friday, students got to tie-dye shirts and enjoy snow cones. But the purpose was bigger than that.
Looping all of our students into one bunch and saying, we all go here, we all love it here, we're proud to be Point Park students, and let's celebrate by showing our colors. So we're doing some tie-dye.
Everyone's coming together, we're all doing fun stuff like tie-dyeing and bingo, and then there's free food.
Come out to Village Park next Thursday, where CAB is hosting a concert series from 6 to 8 p.m. Reporting from Village Park at Point Park University for Point News, I'm Chloe Bendis.
Scientists for NASA made a huge discovery this week by confirming that liquid water is flowing on the surface of Mars. This marks a breakthrough in the notion that there could be life on the planet and that it could be habitable. NASA is planning on sending a spacecraft to the planet in 2020. However, the exact location has yet to be determined. Hurricane Joaquin is currently making its way through the Atlantic Ocean. Overnight, it was upgraded to a Category 3 storm, and it's heading towards the East Coast, where it's expected to cause heavy storms this weekend and into next week. Right now, let's check on our weather. So far, we've had a lot of rain this week.
Will Hurricane Joaquin impact us? Let's send it over to Maggie McCollin for your weekend's forecast. Maggie?
Thanks, guys. So right now we're looking at a high of 66 degrees, and the rain that you guys were talking about, it looks like it's going to be holding off for just a little bit. We do only have a 15% chance of rain today and a low of 47. Looking ahead to our weekend, we have a high of 57 degrees on Friday, and it will be a dry day. We'll have some clouds with maybe a little bit of sunshine peeking out and a low of 46. Looking towards Saturday and Sunday, we'll have highs in the lower 50s to mid to upper 60s and chances of rain. So your tailgates for the Buccos games might be rained out, but enjoy these couple of dry days while we have them. Back to Aubrey for sports.
Thanks, Maggie. Tonight, the Pittsburgh Steelers are facing division rival, the Baltimore Ravens, without quarterback Ben Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger suffered a sprained MCL in his left knee on Sunday. He also has a bone bruise, and both injuries will keep him sidelined for 4 to 6 weeks. Tonight will be backup quarterback Michael Vick's first regular season start with the Steelers since joining the team during the offseason. The Pirates have a much-needed night off tonight after splitting a doubleheader with the Cardinals. The Pirates won their first game Wednesday afternoon 8-2, but lost the second game 11-1. This loss means the Cardinals win the National League Central Division, and the Pirates have to play in the upcoming wildcard game for the third year in a row. Switching gears to Point Park sports, both the men and women's soccer teams played home games last night at Highmark Stadium. The women took on conference rival Brescia and were able to win in a big way with a score of 7-0. As for the men's team, they didn't have as much luck. They faced off against West Virginia Tech, who played with one man down for the entire second half. In the end, Point Park lost 2-0. The men's soccer team hasn't scored in a game in over 2 weeks. The team will have to turn things around as their conference tournament approaches. As for the Point Park women's golf team, the Pioneers entered this week coming off of a big win at the St. Vincent Fall Invitational on September 22nd. This was the team's first win of the season, and they were hoping to feed off that momentum heading into this week's Allegheny Invitational. Despite getting lower scores at the tournament, the team's effort was not enough to overcome such a star-studded field. The team shot an overall score of 735, which got them 6th place at the competition. That does it for this week's Point News. Be sure to join us next Thursday live at 2 p.m.
Have a great weekend, everybody.